For decades, we've searched the stars not just for planets, not just for signals, but for anomalies, those rare moments when something in the cosmos refuses to obey the rules. And now, the James Webb Space Telescope may have found exactly that. What began as a routine observation of the third interstellar object ever recorded in our solar system, 3 Atlas, has turned into something far stranger, far darker, and infinitely more important. Because deep in the vast cold void beyond Mars, Webb detected something it shouldn't have. Not just light, artificial light. A glow that behaves like no comet or asteroid, a signature that follows no known physics of reflection or refraction. And now astronomers and astrophysicists are left with one question that chills them to the core. What is 3 Atlas really? Stay with us as we dive deep into the data that has reignited the oldest and most terrifying question of all time. Are we alone? 3 Atlas was first spotted as a faint speck on the edge of the solar system, moving along a trajectory no local object could follow. It was clearly interstellar, born beyond the gravitational embrace of our sun, and flung across the galaxy by some unknown force, now drifting silently through our neighborhood. At first it was treated as a cosmic curiosity like its predecessors, Oumuamua and Borisov. But even in its earliest images, something felt off. Unlike other interstellar objects, 3 Atlas was unusually bright, and not in a way that made sense. Its magnitude didn't correspond to its estimated size or composition. It shimmered with an unnatural consistency, its brightness neither fading nor flaring with any sign of outgassing or dust release. Traditional comets brighten in bursts as ice sublimates, but this one remained steady, almost as if it were powered from within. Telescopes across the globe turned to observe it, and Webb, with its unparalleled ability to peer into the infrared spectrum, was assigned to decode the mystery. What it saw changed everything. The telescope detected a centralized thermal emission that didn't match any natural reflection of sunlight. Typically, a comet shines because sunlight bounces off dust and ice. But 3 Atlas showed an internal heat signature, something radiating from the core outward. This wasn't scattered light, it was emitted light. The thermal mapping revealed a pattern that followed no known natural distribution curve. It pulsed faintly, irregularly, and most disturbingly, it seemed to cycle at intervals. That rhythm, repeating ever so subtly, suggested not randomness but design. Scientists proposed exotic explanations: radioactive decay, subsurface friction, alien isotopes, but each theory collapsed under new data. The only explanation left was the one no one wanted to write down. This object might be powered. As data from Webb, Hubble, and terrestrial observatories accumulated, a profile of 3 Atlas emerged, and it looked nothing like any known celestial body. Its trajectory was too precise, as if it were choosing its path and subtly adjusting course through gravity wells. Its rotation was unnaturally stable, lacking the tumbling expected of free-floating debris. And its absence of a cometary tail, even near solar radiation, suggested a shell or casing, something that shielded it from heat. Then came the most controversial finding. Its albedo was measured to be nearly perfect in certain regions, approaching that of polished metal. Not rock, not ice, metal. The implications hit the astronomical community like a shockwave. If it was metallic, structured, and emitting energy, then we weren't observing a natural object. We were observing technology. Suddenly, terms like probe, beacon, craft, even artifact appeared in internal communications. The idea that this might be an alien spacecraft was no longer confined to conspiracy forums. It was quietly circulating behind encrypted firewalls. But perhaps the most damning evidence wasn't its trajectory, or its heat, or its metallic surface. It was the light. Photometric analysis revealed that the emitted light came in a narrow spectrum band. Natural reflections produce broad spectra, but this was focused, controlled, exactly like LED arrays, laser communications, or spacecraft signal beacons. The band even included frequencies used on Earth for guidance systems, and its intensity subtly shifted in response to solar radiation, as though an onboard system were adjusting it in real time. Astronomers fed the pulses through signal models. The results were inconclusive but deeply unsettling. Some researchers said the pulses resembled binary. Others suggested a rotating power source, but one conclusion was undeniable. This was not a passive object. It was doing something, something deliberate, and we were witnessing it live. A team from MIT and Harvard performed a deep signal analysis. At first, the frequencies looked random. But after applying Fourier transforms, a structured repeating pulse emerged, too precise to be natural. It wasn't standard binary nor any human modulation, but it carried the unmistakable fingerprint of intentional encoding. It could be a beacon or telemetry or something else entirely. Most unsettling of all, the message never changed. It was steady, as if 3 Atlas wasn't talking to us, but to someone else, and maybe that someone had already heard it. Meanwhile, confidential reports spread through NASA and international agencies. Defense institutions debated whether the object was a threat. Some believed it was benign, a centuries-old probe on autopilot. Others argued darker possibilities. If it was transmitting, then who was receiving? If it had light emissions, did it also have propulsion? If it was here by design, then why now? The idea that 3 Atlas might not be alone, that something bigger could be following, sparked quiet panic. Further investigation into its luminosity produced a revolutionary hypothesis. The object wasn't just emitting energy. It was harvesting it. Its fluctuating brightness, synchronized with its distance from the sun, indicated some type of solar collection system embedded beneath its surface. The thin dust cloud surrounding it might be camouflage, and a medium for absorbing radiation. If true, then 3 Atlas was a self-sustaining craft designed for endless interstellar travel, refueling as it journeyed from star to star. Such probes appear in theoretical models of alien exploration, machines that lie dormant for centuries, awakening only when they detect a star system worth examining. And if our system triggered its activation, then the message had been received. As agencies worldwide scrambled for answers, one truth became clear: we are not ready. Despite decades of speculation, humanity's political, scientific, and philosophical systems are painfully unequipped for what this object might represent. No official statements have been released, but leaked documents from France, Japan, and Brazil suggest the same conclusion. This may not be an anomaly. It may be a first contact unfolding in slow motion. No landing. No dramatic arrival. No answers, just data, just silence. Then something unexpected happened. Just when astronomers thought 3 Atlas had stabilized, its luminosity spiked. Not gradually, instantly. A flare nearly 40% brighter than before erupted in under 2 minutes, then settled at a new steady level. No natural phenomenon fits the data. Something changed. Something activated. Now the world is left with the question no one wants to ask. What happens next? Was 3 Atlas merely passing through, cataloging our small world before continuing its voyage? Or was it simply the first, a scout preceding something greater, something waiting for a signal? In the end, it may not matter whether it was machine or something else. What matters is that it came, it saw, and it responded. And somewhere in the cold, endless dark, something may now be turning its attention toward the blue planet that blinked first. The countdown, perhaps, has already begun, and the universe reminds us once again, we are not the center. We are the observed.